Mason, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us here at Turning Point Academy. So I want to ask you, what do you think a parent's role is in educating their children?
Thank you very much for having me. I think, parents need to be involved. They need to know what their kids being taught. Obviously, when they're too young, 100%. But as they get older, they're going to experience the world, and they're going to come up against ideas that are awful, terrible. So I think if anything, you kind of have to instill in them defenses to combat some of the crazy stuff that's being taught in college. I don't think you can run away from it. I think you can come up with better arguments to fight against it.
Well, we're seeing nowadays that things are even getting younger and younger, that the indoctrination is happening even in elementary schools. So as a parent, what's your approach to how should your children be educated?
I have a 3-year-old. He's going to a little like a pre-K right now. But it is a Christian school. You have to find schools, especially when they're that young, that are with your, values.
Yeah, that's so important. So we have here at Turning Point Academy, we think that classical education is super important because it equips people to think critically and use the Socratic method of asking questions. So it sparks interest in children's mind. How do you think that impacts further development in children?
I think you should be questioning everything, but but at the same time, education is about finding things that stick. Truth, reason, these things that are being attacked daily. What is, this, especially in this kind of political climate we're in, like who defines what truth is? I mean, we're on shaky ground. So these things should be debated and talked over, and kids need to be educated to understand that there are things that are true. We don't live in this like postmodern, anything kind of goes world. There is truth, there is good.
Yeah, and that's something we're a big proponent of, is that we want to teach children that there is virtue, and we want to focus on the good, the true, and the beautiful, and that our curriculum should focus on that.
Yes, beauty is another thing. I think that's so important, especially when it comes to like modern art and stuff. A banana that's taped to, this like a doorway. That is not beautiful. That is not good art. So yes, I agree with you.
So we have an educator summit. We do them every year. It's a time for teachers to be encouraged and equipped, and as well as homeschool families and school board members to figure out how do we revive education here in America. So our educator summit will be July 10 through 13, and our topic is Make Education Great Again, Returning to Our Purpose. So in your opinion, what do we need to do as parents, as activists, to make education great again here in our country?
Kind of what we were just talking about. The highest values in education should be truth, good, beauty. This is what it's all about, I think. That's what education should be striving for.
Here at Turning Point Academy, we start Christian classical education schools as well and provide free curriculum. Part of that, too, our philosophy is that you can't have good education without Christ as the center of your education. How do you incorporate your faith into what you learn and what you teach your kids?
My son goes to a Christian school, so it's at the foundation of our country. I don't even know if we get the First Amendment without the story of Jesus, if you think about it. He was murdered by the government for things he was saying, so I think Christ is at the very foundation of our country.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your opinions on education, and we pray for you and your family as you raise up your son in the way he should go.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. I appreciate that.